Hey everybody, it's Flyin Ryan here with a review of the Hogs Batmobile from the Batman vs. Superman movie. Now this is a really nice looking detailed model. Really cool. I like how it looks a lot. It even has like all this kind of wear, looks like it's kind of seen some action and stuff. So just a really good looking model. That's really all there is to it, though. It's not really much of a performance vehicle. It has no suspension at all. It's just two-wheel drive and pretty slow. I mean, this is definitely more for the kids or, a hardcore Batman fan. Definitely not, a high-performance ground vehicle by any means, but it sure does look good driving around. And I think if you were able to drive this indoors, like if you had large, open floor plan with hardwood floors or tile or whatever, I think this would be pretty fun indoors, and I think it would make it seem a little bit faster. But outdoors in like the parking lot where I usually run my vehicles, it can feel pretty slow in an area like that. But again, I mean, it sure does look good while it does it. The front wheels turn here, and it's got these guns in the front that turn with it, so I thought that was pretty cool. However, somewhere along my testing, I managed to break off one of the guns. There should be another one like this on the other side there. So I must have, run into something and hit that and broke it off. So there's a little bit of a weak, vulnerable spot there. But anyway, it does have lights across the front there. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4 white headlights in the front. And then this little red piece in the back there lights up for a red tail light or like an exhaust or something. So I thought that was pretty cool. Nice little detail. But again, it has no suspension. So it rides pretty rough. At every little bump and bounce, it's gonna shake quite a bit. It doesn't have any give at all. But again, with as slow as it's going, that's not really an issue. You're not going to be doing jumps with this or anything like that. It comes with a USB charging cable, so you have to charge from a USB power source. There is no charging off the transmitter. There's not even a USB pass-through or anything, so you've got to charge off a USB power source. It takes just over an hour to charge. Mine was about an hour and 5 minutes on average. You get super long run times, though. I averaged out about 23-minute long run times. So really nice long run times. We'll look at the transmitter a little bit closer. I thought it was interesting that they put an air vehicle style transmitter for this. So you've got your forward and backward on the left here, and your right and left turning on the right. And that is just non-proportional steering, so it's full left or full right steering. There's no in between, but the throttle is proportional, so you can give just a little bit to go a little bit slower. Let's see, what else is there to say? It does have really nice range. I was able to drive it quite a distance away from myself and continue with my connection, so I thought that was pretty nice. And then it has manual steering trim here on the bottom, like these toy grade ground vehicles tend to have. But I found that, I don't know, since it has such low ground clearance and you can kind of see it sticking down from the body there, I found that it would tend to hit like bumps or something, and it'd get knocked way off to the side like that and knock my trim out of place. I'd have to come back and recenter my trim. So I would have liked to see that, maybe had a little piece of plastic kind of blocking that, or a little more recessed or something, because that tends to get knocked just as you're driving it around. And the battery is a 450 milliamp hour LiPo battery, but it is just internal. You don't have access to it or anything. And then you've got an on-off switch here, which I guess I can go ahead and turn it on there and show the lights that I was talking about. So that's pretty cool. Alright, well, I think that's all there is to say about it. So let's go take it out for a run. Alright, this is the run review of the Hogs Batmobile from the Batman vs. Superman movie. Pretty cool looking, really nice scale details, even Kind of has some, like, you know, looks like it's worn a little bit. Pretty neat. Get it over here in the shade. It does have lights across the front there, if those are showing up on camera, and a little red light on the tail back end there. Hopefully that's showing up. And then we do have guns. I managed to break one of them off during my testing at some point, but it has those little front guns which actually move with the wheels. That's kind of cool. And it's non-proportional steering. It's just bang bang steering, but it is proportional throttle. But even top speed on this is not very fast. There's top speed. So, you know, it's definitely a toy and more just kind of for scale, you know, having fun driving the Batmobile around the house or something. Definitely no speed demon. And it doesn't have any suspension at all, so it's pretty bouncy, you know, clunks around on every little crack here. And the trim tab underneath it tends to get hit when you're driving on a not so smooth surface like this. You know, the crack or something bumps into the trim switch and knocks the trim off. So you kind of have to be on top of that. It looks good, but definitely not fast. And it just has, you know, this kind of air vehicle style controller, so you've got throttle, you got forward and backwards on the left stick, and then left and right turning on the right stick. And that's all there is to the controls. I wish it was a little bit faster though. I mean, being the Batmobile, I want a little bit more speed. But, you know, a kid would have a lot of fun with this, very easy to control. It does have pretty decent range to it too. I've driven it quite a ways out there and still have control. So I think this would be better indoors if you had a, you know, a house with some wood floors or tile or something that you could drive on. I think it would also seem faster indoors, you know, objects closer to it, or if you're, you know, driving with the, you know, little, you know, action toys or whatever. You've got the little figures and stuff like that you're driving around. I think though that would make it seem a little faster and more exciting. Out here in a big open lot it seems slower. Oops, see, now my trim got knocked off, so now it wants to turn hard to the right. Must have bumped into something and knocked the trim tab. Yep, see, it's all knocked all the way off to the side there. So it just seems too loose and easy to hit. It just gets knocked out of place very easily. Just give it a little bit more of a run. I think really that's all there is to show with it. Maybe go over here in the shade a little bit more and try to see the lights, maybe. Definitely has cool scale detail. Everything looks really neat. My trim was knocked off again already. Alright, well I think we'll call it quits there. I think that was really all there is to show. So there we go. That's the Hogs Batmobile from Batman vs. Superman. Really cool looking model. Great scale detail. Just a little on the slow side though. But I think for a kid, or if you did it indoors, it would be a little bit more exciting than out here in a big open lot. But anyway, check the video description for a price and purchase link. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.